Okay, you working, right? Sorry for this. It's gonna be hard.
Yo, bro, it's gonna expose me.
Bro.
Yeah, I'm working,
Tell
bro.
me.
Yeah,
You
bro.
have to do this, bro.
Yeah,
You
bro.
have
I'm
to-
working, bro.
So, tell me, does your salary have growth?
It does.
Does your salary have? I don't understand. Every barber shop in the community, that's not business. Every salon, no, it's not.
What is
They
that?
go for interview employment. There are 15 people, maybe they have come from interviews, right?
Yeah.
And they do the interviews for all 15 people and they pick you up.
Yeah.
So what it means, the first thing you knew is you were able to sell. So you were selling your time to them. You said, I'll be able to welcome to Mpanje Podcast. Once again, today we have another topic. Today we challenge one of the biggest misconceptions in the world of work. Most of people believe business and employment are completely different. Business owners sell products and services. Employees sell their time. But what if both are actually doing the same thing? Whether you own a company or work for one, you are participating in a transition of value. The question is, do you understand the value of what you are selling? So once again in the studio with me is my man.
Yeah,
bro. How you doing?
Yo, it's me back on the studio, man. We here live, direct.
Right.
How have you been, bro?
I've been good, bro. I've been
You
good.
sure?
I'm sure.
I'm sure. Before we started, bro, I was stressing, bro. Bro, I was stressing.
You know what? I like the energy you're there. You're back, right?
Yeah, man. I'm back, man.
Yeah, okay, that's nice. Okay, so let's talk about the core idea. Most people see employment as a job. They don't see it as a business.
Yeah.
So I think you brought up this topic last time when we spoke about like what does it mean when you talk about employment also being a business?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your questions? I think you had something to say about it.
Yeah, I did because it's always a lot when you see people being devalued or people being robbed of their value while they are selling their time or they're selling their whole energy to a business, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, so it was kinda hard and you actually explained it to me well. I was like, damn.
I wanna do this again, right? Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah.
So what is employment really business, bro? Because people don't really understand the dynamics, or when they see a shop, do they see it as a business?
Yeah, it's almost like when people hear about business, they think about shops, they think about checkers, they think about shop,
all those micro
yes,
gigs.
yes, but everyone is in business. Yeah, so let's look at from the beginning. So there are two things that are happening.
Yeah.
The first thing is, if a person went to school and they have a degree, right? They've got a higher value.
Yeah.
If a person don't have a degree, but they still have a skill,
yeah,
they have a higher value. Now, there's another person who doesn't even have a skill or value, but they still sell something. So what are they selling? So the first thing is, if you go for interview, let's say you've gone for interviews, right? There are maybe 15 people that have come for interviews. What do you think will make the employee to employ you?
By the way you present yourself.
By the way you present, and another thing?
Probably your skills.
And another thing?
Hey, bro, I'm not too sure.
Okay, so the thing is like this. When you go for interviews, there are 15 people, maybe they have come from interviews, right?
Yeah.
And they do the interviews for all 15 people and they pick you up.
Yeah.
So what it means, the first thing you knew is you were able to sell. So you were selling your time to them. You said, I'll be able to manage the time. I'll be able to increase the value of your company. The second thing is you were able to sell you as a person and your value to them, to say, I have this value that if I bring this value, your organization is going to go up or there's going to be increasing in sales and other stuff, right? The third thing is you are selling your skills to them, because at the end of the day, what they're looking for is a certain skill, a certain type of skill, and they're able to say, okay, if we buy this product from this guy, if that's what we're looking for. So the other 14 people were left because they were not able to sell. So what you're doing there, the first thing is you're doing sales and marketing. Let's say, for example, I want to sell a cell phone to Scott, right? What do? I have to convince him, right? I have to convince him how good it is. How good is my cell phone? How best is it? How genuine the cell phone is, right? So what am I doing there? It means I'm doing what? Marketing. Yeah. I'm doing marketing and sales there. Because now I'm convincing him. The same thing. When you go for employment, you are convincing the employee, what do you call it, the employer to employ you. Because at the end of the day now you have to convince them to say, this is what I'm selling and they should be able to buy it. So already there you're in business. So people don't understand that by going for interviews, you are selling your product. That's why people fail in interviews, because they go there as just a mere person without convincing and being able to market and sell themselves to say, this is how I do.
So what about those people that are like, oh, I was lucky that I got this job? They don't really see it as a person that was marketing themselves as well. Like, no, I was lucky. He just liked me from the get-go.
No, they were not lucky. The employer knows what he's buying. And as a person in business, he knows that this product, if I buy it, it's gonna increase the sales. This product, if I buy it, it's gonna increase the time. This product, because this is the thing that I want to show you. Let's say, for example, you work in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So in a restaurant, every person is allocated the time that they contribute to the restaurant to make money, right? So they don't just employ you, but they look at the time and the value that you're bringing to them. Because at the end of the day, why would they keep somebody who's not working? So every person has their value and the certain amount of money that they'll bring to the organization. And that's what they do when they're employing you. But people just think they're employed. No, you're not. That's why when you're doing something wrong, they come and shout at you and say, okay, this is not what they're expecting you to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're looking at the value and what you're going to offer to the organization.
So how is that, you see, that type of business, how is that different from a UCC around the hood selling quarters? Is that still business, or that's like a side hustle?
Okay, so that's now another level of business. That's now another, because the first thing that we need to look at, if we're talking about you being in business as an employee, it means that you have this understanding in you, right? The guy from the location doesn't have that understanding. He's a hustler. He's just hustling. He's trying to maybe raise the capital for him to start a business. So a hustler is not business. It's just a hustle. That's why any hustlers don't get rich, because that's not business. Yes, that's the first thing. The second thing, if you want to understand this, every barbershop in the community, that's not business. Every salon, no, it's not.
What is that?
Self-employment. Self-employment. So the fact that you have something that is running and you're selling something, you're not in business. That's why they don't grow. So what is business? You can only know that you're in business if your business can be able to run on its own for 3 months without you.
That's business.
That's business. That's why you see you can have no chef at the restaurant, but the kitchen is what? It's running and people are still making food.
Yeah.
You can have people at the tune in Pick and Pay, but the owner of Pick and Pay is not what?
Yeah,
it's not there. You know what I mean? So that's business. So people don't understand these things and they just mix it. So having a barbershop in the community, having a saloon, having somewhere you're selling quarters and stuff, doesn't make you a business person. That's self-employment. So by being self-employed, it's there where people grow into business. Because I can give you an example. There are barbershops in the community which have been there for 15 years. I've noticed that.
Yeah, but they never grow.
Yes, because
they're always on the same.
Yes, they're self-employed.
But how? Because it's almost like maybe 80% of the community is going there to cut their hair. So how they don't? Is it bad money management or what?
Mindset. So your mindset creates business. Your mindset puts you in a place. Your mindset takes you to another level. Your mindset drives you. So the mindset creates an energy that brings the development of the business to grow. So if your mindset is just, I just want to get by for today, you don't have another idea for you to go somewhere. So the other challenge is that people who start small scale businesses don't have ideas. The people who go bigger, they have got big ideas. So the small scale business, let me give you an example. If a person has a salon in the community, how are they going to make money? Because not everybody wants to go to the salon. People can do away with that salons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There can be a week where people don't want to do their hair. I know, man, I'll wait. You understand?
Yeah.
But if you want to have a business as an entrepreneur, you have to solve the problems of people in the community.
I heard a person once said, for you to be rich, you have to solve a rich man's problem.
Yes, you have to. Because, for example, not even rich man's problem alone, but for example, if there's one of the problems in the community is alcohol. So if you open a pub, if you open somewhere where people can buy alcohol, it means you're solving drunkards' problem. You know what I mean? And they'll come to you and they'll come and they will worship you and they'll,
they'll come in numbers.
Yeah. So it means you're solving the problem. So if you see there's no pub in your community, start a pub, then you're solving the problem because there's a problem there. You see, that's now you're thinking. That business can grow. Because then you have the first pub and the second pub. But if you open a barber shop, not everybody wants to cut their hair.
Yeah.
Despite that you're cutting the hair. So the growth for the barber shop is different scales. Anyway, but then let's go back to the topic.
How does mindset affect the career growth, or how does it affect your growth in general, your mindset?
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that. Now, let's look at this. Remember where we started, right?
Yeah.
What did you say? You said a person walks into the interview and they come out and say, I was what?
I was taken, I was
chosen, right?
Yeah.
But do you know that that person doesn't understand that they were selling? That's the first step, right? That person doesn't understand that they were selling, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen when they start working?
They won't see the value of what they're doing because they're happy that I just
Yes.
got this thing,
Yes.
man. I can't lose this shit.
Yes. So at the end of the day, you become a slave. You're a slave because you don't know business. Yet the person that is employing you knows business and he knows how to use you to the maximum. That even if you say you're sick, you'll be like, bring a hospital
The hospital knows.
report. Yes. They can even want you to go and die there. Because they wanna use you to the maximum. So your mindset can make you become valued. Your mindset can make you just be another person and say, oh, our employment is not business. That's the mindset. That's a mindset problem.
But okay, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I truly do hear you. But now, if I was the businessman,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to choose the person that doesn't see value in. I'm speaking. Okay, I'm taking the businessman mentality right now. For me to increase my business, am I supposed to probably employ people that don't see value in themselves?
Yes, because I want to make more money, right? I want to make more money. But you know what happens?
So how is that wrong?
That's not wrong. That's business.
Yeah, because it's not hard feelings.
Yes,
it's just business, right?
But for you as a person, how does that help you? So let me show you to prove to you that that employment is business, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you working, right? Sorry for this. It's gonna be hard.
Yo, bro, it's gonna expose me. Yeah, I'm working, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm do this, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm working, bro.
So tell me, does your salary have growth?
It does.
Does your salary have net pay?
Yo, bro.
That's where the value comes in, right?
Yeah.
So if your salary doesn't have gross and net pay, doesn't have house allowance, doesn't have anything, you're not employed. You are doing a piss job. Because employment, yes, because employment has to come with all the benefits. That's the law. That's the employment law.
Yeah.
Yes, that's to come with the benefits. So if you don't have the benefits, it means you're not employed. It means you're doing a piss job.
Is that why? So are you being abused or what?
No, you're not being abused. You're not able to sell your skills. You don't have the value. You don't have the skills in the labor force. So you have to create the value and the skills for you to earn that. That's why I gave you an example in the beginning to say a person with a degree, when they're working in the interview, the first thing is they already know the vision and the goals of what they're going to do and how they're going to improve the goals and the vision of the company that they're going to, right?
Yeah.
They already know that because they were taught at school, right? But also they need more skills again to be able to do marketing and sales, right? So this is where we differ from them. So when they go in there, they already have a degree and stuff, and they'll be like, "You'll be the CEO." Now look at this: when they're on their paycheck, they have gross net, they've got net, they've got all the stuff, they've got the house allowance, they've got a vehicle, they've got all the stuff, and when their salary comes, all these things are deducted, and they've got a basic salary. So what it means, if they say you're going to pay you 150, is it in gross, right?
Yeah.
Then when they come back home, they have a net maybe of 180, or the remaining one is their money. For you, when they say we're paying you, let's say for example $7,000, whatever.
Yeah.
But that money you have to pay for
maybe
school fees, you have to pay, and at the end of the day, how much you remain with?
Maybe probably a K.
So if you're remaining with a K, that's your salary. Because the money that you pay for school fees is not your money, is going to the school. The money that you buy food is not your money, is going for food. The money that you pay rent is not your money, it's going to the renters. That's where now the value and the skills will help you to increase as a business person. So if you have the knowledge that I have, let me give you an example. There was a restaurant there that hired me, and they told me I have to work as a waiter, and at the same time I have to deliver. I had to sell my skills. I said to them, I'll deliver with the motorcycle. We'll get 50-50 share. They said yes. I said, what am I going to do? I'll be able to build the business from the scratch, advertise it, go around and create a service that it's going to benefit the whole restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Now, they've given me 50-50, right? And what's the next thing? I had my own salary, a paycheck, and I had tips as a waiter. So I'm selling.
So basically, you're employed in one company but doing two different things.
I think almost three. Because now I'm a waiter. Now I'm a delivery guy. I'm a salesperson at the same time. Yes. So that's what we call skills. Now I'm selling my skills. So now I'm making money out of the company. Now when they saying, they said, "Oh, we're taking back this," I said, "I know, man, I can't do that." And they're like, "Okay, we don't have a job." I was like, come on, I I don't need your job. You can keep it yourself, man, because I'm selling. I'm not gonna be used anymore because I've got knowledge. I've got the skills. I understand. I've got the knowledge of a startup. I know how to start up.
So does it take a different type of person, maybe on your curriculum, your CV? Does it do you have to write something on it, or it's just the way you have to present yourself from the get go? Do you need to have a degree for you to actually go in those negotiations and be like, yo, I need this or this, or else I'm out?
The first thing is you have to see the paycheck mindset.
Yeah.
The paycheck mindset is what makes people just jump into things. Because the first thing in their mind is like, a paycheck, I need this paycheck, you know? If
Yeah.
I don't have this paycheck, I don't know how I'm going to survive.
Yeah.
You understand, right?
Yeah.
So that is going to bring problems when you go into the interview. Why? Because you're already, how can I say it? Are you already what? You're already vulnerable. Because now they'll see you. That their mindset is a paycheck. You don't have the value. That's the first thing. The second thing, you don't need a degree. You need the skills and the value and time. So how do you do that? It's so silly for a person to be employed for one company like for 2 years.
That's silly.
It is.
Are they not being comfortable in like, okay, I still need this paycheck for you to take me?
Do you understand
X
why they
amount of
ask you
time.
like you need to have free references?
Free what?
References.
Like,
Like
yeah,
on your
reference,
CV.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
My
Why do they ask you for free? So if you're working for one organization for the rest of your life, I will have free.
No, you won't.
Yes.
No way.
So if you come and interview for one reference, what they'll do?
They were like,
They already know you don't have the skills.
yeah.
So you can't sell, right?
Yeah.
But let me give you an example. I have my brother Moron. My brother Moron, the first time I couldn't understand him. He jumps from one restaurant to another restaurant. He's in hospitality.
Yeah.
But he's very good. So he has skills, he has knowledge. He can challenge me to say, these guys are paying me less, I'm leaving right now. And you leave and you go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So with about 8 in so let's just take that an example, right? So we see this. If you work for the first restaurant, what is the menu there? Portuguese
Portuguese or French sometimes, but mostly English, yeah?
Okay, so you go to the next restaurant, what's gonna be the menu?
Maybe Portuguese,
Okay, yeah, so you go to the next one.
maybe French.
Okay, so if you go for 8, what happens? You understand how many menus?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you go to a place and you show them that I understand all these menus, what they're gonna do?
They'll see value in you.
Yes,
From
so
the
you're
get-go.
getting the value. So by working for an organization for 2 years and leave for another one, you're creating value. People
Mhm.
don't understand this because they're learning new skills, learning new different services. At the end of the day, when you have more skills, you can even land yourself on a better hotel or a better service, and then you'll be employed there. That is going to create more money for you because now you're coming there with value. Even if you don't have a degree, but the knowledge and the skills that you've learned over the process that you've been jumping from here to there, it will create that demand for you. That's the first thing. The second thing is this, as I was giving an example of model, right? Let's look at a person who works as a garden boy. Because you may ask me to say, how do I do this, right? Now, have you noticed that employees are always complaining, like the people complain so much.
Yeah, but they always complain to other people who are employed. They don't actually complain to the employer himself, you know?
And try to find solutions, right?
Yeah.
That's my point. Now, here's the guy who's working as a garden boy.
Yeah.
To a very bad boss, right? He always complain about his boss. Oh, this boss treats me like this. He doesn't give me food. Why not leave and find another job?
Because you need the cash.
Where are you going? If you find another job, you want to get the cash. There was a guy who was working and was getting paid for 300 rand. Last week I made him say, like, I took your advice. I'm now getting paid 600 rand a day. He left that woman. I said to him, you didn't come here to become part and parcel of the white people's family. No matter how much they say I love you, but you're not relatives. You came here for money, right?
Yeah.
So, as a person in abroad, as a person who's looking for a better life, you don't need to stick to one boss. Leave that person, go to another person. Because in that doing, you will find the better person that you're looking for. So if this person doesn't treat you nice, don't complain. Just find another job, leave, go. You're not meant to stay in one place. Go. So by doing that, you are seeking a person. I can challenge you. I've got a friend,
Yeah.
his father-in-law. He did that. He ended up meeting this couple, and they bought him a house. He goes back home on holiday. He flies. He doesn't use his own transport. They pay school fees for him, but he's a butler.
So they sent him to school Or what?
I mean the kids, the school's allowance for the kids. The kids they send him to
okay.
school. They didn't send him to school for I think upgrade of his barter service because these guys are like 5-star family, you know.
Yeah.
But the point is, if he had stayed in one place, would he have been able to meet these people?
Nah, no way.
Yes,
No
that's
way.
the point. So when you stay in one place, you are losing the value. You're not developing skills. So you can never have skills if you remain in one place.
I feel like it's more of a comfortability thing out of everything.
So comfortability is fear of a paycheck. So
what do people see as a paycheck as? What do they see as, like, people in general? What do they see a paycheck as?
Okay, so the most of the people are not thinking of values or creating a better life. They're always thinking of a paycheck as a solution.
Okay.
So what do I mean? When you're in a survival mode, in a survival mode, you can never have new ideas. You can never see yourself as worthy. You can never see yourself as better. You can never see yourself as a person of value and time. Because if you're not looking at the paycheck, you look at your time. How much time am I spending on that person? Let me give you an example that you should understand. Do you know that if a person is getting paid for 5,000 rands, for example, right? Do you know how much are they supposed to make in a day?
In a day?
Yeah.
Probably, I'm not too sure about the numbers. Let me just say maybe 200 rands, 300 rands.
No, that's too much. It's 160.
160?
Yeah, 160 rand, yeah. So it means you're getting paid 160 rand a day. So my question is, are you as a human being, as a man in his 40s, can you not be able to make 160 a day? That's the first thing, because always,
as a man in your
you grew up in a community. You grew up in a community where they told you that you can never amount to anything, right? And you can never do anything, and you don't see any way out. So at the end of the day, you push yourself to the limit where you are planning to make 160 a day, and you have to go and suffer somewhere, right? So that's the first mentality. That's the paycheck mentality. So when you get that paycheck, as a business person, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to keep some money somewhere for you as a capital for you to invest into something. You don't. You spend all the money. That's why people who are employed, every time comes 15, 20, they don't have anything, and they start over again. Some they even have iPhone 17, which is on loan. They owe someone's money where they put another. What do you call that?
Mashonisa.
Yeah, where you put that 50%. Yes, some people will have. And then the circle keeps going, you know. So the only way for you to come out of that, you need to start saving money. So if you get paid like this, say 5 grand, you take off the other money. I just save almost, I think it's 20% or 25%. Start saving almost 20% of your salary. Put it aside. So this month you get 5 grand, spend 3 grand. If your budget is above 3 grand, it means you're living your life above means.
Yeah.
Yes.
I hear you.
The point is, it's about how much you keep. It's not about how much you make. So if you go to work for the whole month and you come back, you keep nothing. It means you're not improving your life. Because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be how much you keep every month. That's going to change your life. So if you want your work to change you, it's supposed to be how much you keep. And then also, other thing is,
so how do employers keep the same level of liquidity for so many years? Like, they don't change your paycheck, but you can see their business is becoming a major business. Or is it a law, or it's because people don't know their value?
There's law, but also you should remember that. Let's say, for example, if we take Pick and Pay. Do you think Pick and Pay has a place in their mind of Sibushiso who's working as a till somewhere? Do you think they even think of her? Like okay, the first goal is we need to improve Sibushiso's life. Do they think like that?
No.
So when you go to work, don't think that your chef or your boss or whatever is thinking about you. No, it's all about them. It's all about this restaurant. It's all about us. It's all about we need to push, guys. This is the target. There's nothing about you. You have to create your own, because that person was like you before. So he had to move from where he was to become an owner of a restaurant. He can never think of you. Everybody thinks about themselves. That's why we keep the same thing. And then also the labor laws. Remember, the government has got a system where they take tax from these guys. So the more they employ people, the more they do all the laws, the more they don't pay much tax. So who would deny that? I would gladly accept it. Okay, bring it. Let me do this. I'm not going to pay this guy a lot of money. But also remember, I told you, like for example, when I use the guys, right? I agree with them. So I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to pay you 200 rand today. And I find a job for them. That guy pays me 450. I take the 250. That's not stealing. because we agreed.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
agreed.
yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
The same way when you're going for work. So there's nothing that your boss is stealing. There's nothing that is changing. No, you are not thinking. You're not creating the value. So you can start from a small background and then you can go to where you're getting maybe 30K in a month. Yeah. Excuse me.
So it's never hard feelings. It's just business. That's what you say.
Yeah, it's
I
business.
can screw you over. It doesn't matter.
No, it's business because at the end of the day, why do you sign the contract? So at the end of the day, if I give you a salary as a reward or reflection of your value you created, why should you worry about it? Because already there, I'm saying thank you for the time you've been. But also remember, there are three things that are involved in this issue. The first thing is your time.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to work, how much time are you selling to them? So if you add more time, would that make you more money? People try that, but it failed. You become overexhausted, right? The second thing is skill. What skill do you have? So you should ask yourself, like, what skill do I have? Right? And then the third thing is value. So let me give you an example how this way. So as a skill you have been trained as a waiter, right? You know how to carry the place, you know how to do all the stuff, right?
Yeah.
When you go on the table, what do you sell?
You're selling the food.
You're selling the value. Because people don't buy food. People come to buy service. You know that.
So they're not there for the food.
They're not there for the food. Food is the last thing. The first thing is they want to have this service of where they feel like they're kings. That's why as the waiter you have to lick their boots, you have to do all that. I hated that shit. I was like, come on. This is just I can't do this. And they complain and just all the stuff they need is a service. So by you being so humble and licking their boots and becoming so like a childlike, and then what you're doing there, you're selling your value. So you're showing them they are valued and you're showing them your value, that you can be able to talk to them, you can be able to convince them, okay, you know what, don't have chakalaka here, you need to have this spice here, you can do that, and then you give them the main details and stuff, they'll be like, oh, this is a good waiter. So you are selling your value. That's why you end up getting more tips. So as a person, you can train yourself to have more value, be able to practice. If you don't know, practice with YouTube. Practice with YouTube, but every day see how can I offer good service, how can I talk to the customer. Because there's a tricky part in the value offering. Because if you talk too much, it's a problem. If you talk less, it's a problem. But you have to be in between. So for you to be a king in between, that's where you make more money. So the more value you sell, the more money you make as a tips. Imagine if you're a delivery guy and then you just throw those boxes outside. Who's going to call you again?
No one.
You don't have value. Nobody's going to value your service. The value person knocks on the door. Here is a delivery sign here. The goods are okay. So you need to increase your market value.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how do you learn, or how do you to create yourself to have that market value?
Yeah, so you are still young. That's a very good point. I think the best thing you can do is go back to school. For you as a young person.
But school doesn't pay books, doesn't buy stuff. You're already going through, why in this economy already, and going to school right now is just setting yourself back. And you're going to school, but that school is not guaranteeing.
Yeah, that's poverty mindset. I hear you.
No, it's not a poverty mindset. It's a thing that's happening.
It is a poverty mindset.
No, man.
Yo, bro, I can challenge you. I'm still studying right now. School doesn't mean you go into class.
Yeah.
School means, let's say for example, let me just give you the platforms that are there for you to educate yourself. Do you know that there's digital marketing?
Digital marketing, yeah.
Yes, the digital marketing. Do you know who can train digital marketing? There's Google Skills can train you digital marketing. There's Facebook Meta can train you digital marketing. There are people on YouTube that can train you digital marketing. When you do digital marketing, what do? You have increased your value from a waiter to a what? To a marketer. Mm-hmm. You can just sit in home, have a laptop and work online. It takes 6 months to start online. And that 6 months you can start at night. You don't need much.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't need this. So that's why I say poverty mindset. Because poverty mindset, what it does, it only looks at the things that is capable of. It doesn't look at what are the things that are happening right now. There's AI. Turn yourself into AI marketing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. The second thing is, do you know that you can become a real estate property?
A real estate?
Yes.
yeah. But
you're looking at the mushrooms that you can sell.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. Because it's like,
no, bro. There's wild properties. They have a school. Mm-hmm. So people, let's say for example, you are working and you can save money. The first course is, I think, it's for free. For you to get a certificate, you pay. They train you for free online. I've been training for them as a real estate property. I do have certificates I can show you in my computer. I think I've put 3 so far. Yeah. So what they do, if you train that, they will teach you. Then you pay and then you get it. Whether it's a diploma, you can now look for a job as a real estate property, and you can be selling houses on behalf of someone. You don't need to have money for you to sell to do that. So for you to get into that level, it means you're seeking knowledge. That's creating value. That's creating skills. There's so much going on right now. You can save your money, leave this country, go abroad, study. There's so much for you as a young person.
Yeah.
You don't need to stick to the old ways of doing things. That's gonna render you the same thing.
So modern days require modern solutions.
Amen. Now you're understanding.
What about time as a business asset? Like,
yeah. So most people sell hours for money, right?
yeah.
That is a very tricky situation. If you want to sell money, not in this country, but maybe in the US and abroad, and maybe in Europe and stuff, right?
Okay.
That works because what happens is they can have 3-4 jobs, right? Then you're selling more time. But in this economy of this country, what you do is you only sell the 8 hours. So unless if there's overtime chances that you can increase more time to make more money, which it's gonna kill you at the end of the day.
Because it's a thing of, you can't just say, okay, no, I want to work here for like, well, in mostly institutions around here, it's like, you can't just be like, okay, I actually want to work 5 hours here, 5 hours there. That you will never find, right?
Right now you can't because there's no employment around. So nobody's going to give you that chance. It's a few individuals that can give you that chance.
Does it go back to the Employment Act around here?
No, it's the scarce of jobs, and a lot of people are looking for jobs, so it's got no value. So there's a high supply of labor with low demand. Too many people are rejects from other countries. Too many people who never went to school. They've got nothing to do, and I don't think they're looking.
Bro is calling people rejects.
Bro, yeah, bro. You need to think about that.
Hey, man. So, okay, let me just go off the road a bit. Is it because of the immigration thing here that's going on, that why people?
No, that's nothing. But the more you have got. Okay, so let me say the balance of business. Yeah, it has to balance between demand and supply. If there's a higher supply and low demand, it's not going to balance. If there's a higher demand and low supply, it's not going to balance. So at the moment, you've got a higher supply of labor. So the labor is cheaper right now. So you can never make money with your time. Because if you say, oh, I need this much money, they'll be like, come on, we can get 2, 3, 4 people like you to do the same thing. And then that's the first thing. The second thing, do you know that AI and the robots are also going to take jobs in 10 years from now? Eh?
I saw on Elon's thing.
I saw in China a robot work 2 hours and then stop. Packing and sorting packages, different colors, and it managed 2 hours. 200 hours and then stop. Who can do that?
No one.
So if there was a guy
and that's
there,
free out of cost, no money being taken out.
Yes, no petrol, no what. So if there was a guy working there, what's going to happen to his job?
Yeah, it's already gone.
I saw a truck. I think 4 or 5 trucks are now working in the mines in the US with no driver, and they're able to do the job with no drivers. So what's going to happen to the drivers?
So how do we now improve our skills and make sure that this AI doesn't take over the jobs?
That's why I said to you, you need to go back to the online and study the AI. AI is making money for people. As a young person, you need to concentrate on that and focus on that. Instead of you sitting at home and doing nothing and complaining about life, buy a laptop, have internet, check what's happening on the AI. And people, you know the funny thing is this, right? People use Facebook. I don't just use Facebook. I train on Facebook. I train marketing on Facebook. I train marketing on WhatsApp. I read the messages and I say, okay, there's a school here. There's a school on Facebook. But a lot of people go there, post naked pictures, post useless things. It's a poverty mindset. At the end of the day, you've got nothing. You enjoy those things, but when you get old, what's going to happen? That's the second thing. The second thing is we're using Google. Google has got so many. We call Google Skills Shop. Has got so many courses for free that you can train there in AI. So when you understand the AI, you can now start. Okay, you know what? I'll create my own YouTube channel where I'll be selling. Do you know what is the most paying channel on YouTube? For example, what is the most paying content on YouTube
right now?
Yeah,
should be podcasting.
What do you say, Mr. Potis? What do you think it is? No, it's this thing. E-I-E-I-O.
Oh, the baby content.
No,
that thing is pushing in numbers.
Yes, that thing makes money. So if you understand AI, right?
Yeah.
You can copy a script from somewhere and post it on AI. instruct AI to create the same script for you, and take that script, put it on another AI, instruct AI to create cartoons and everything, and put it on CapCut, put a song, put it there for the channel. So if you do that every week, that channel is going to be paying money for you while you're doing nothing.
Yeah, but you need money to start that, because that type of advanced
I thought
AI...
you were working. If you're working, then you save money for you. Which money? Already you're in business, bro.
Bro. Bro, it's putting me on the spot.
You're in business, bro. You all you need to do is to save that money to pay for those accounts. Because if you pay those accounts, you're investing and it's going to pay you more money back. And then you can say, okay, so let me say this,
Yeah.
People work so hard, they don't make money. And the time of working so hard is gone right now.
Yeah.
You need to use your coding. You need to use what you can offer.
You need to be smart.
For free service and be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. Building wealth is a crazy thing, man. Building wealth is...
That's building wealth to any environment.
So you need real skills in real time right now, man.
Yeah. So the question would be, do you want a salary or a skill? What would you prefer?
One must go.
A school or salary? Or a paycheck?
Yo.
What would you go
School
for?
or what?
Skill. Okay, let's say skill or a paycheck.
I'm taking a skill.
Yeah, because if you have a skill, it's going to make you what?
It's gonna make me more money, yeah.
Okay, so let's say degree or value creation?
Degree.
No, value creation.
Bro, degree.
Bro, degree is a position, bro. This guy went to school for 14 years to become a CEO. That's a position. And that CEO, I can employ CEOs. Come next time. Give me 5 years. I have how many CEOs? Okay, I tell my son, he comes to me, I want to be a pilot. I'm like, bro, people own private jets. Why don't you think about owning the whole fleet like Air Ethiopia? Somebody owns it. Virgin Airlines is owned by Richard Watt. So the mentality that we think I'm misleading us. I'm making us poor. That's poor for the mindset. So you can go to school for 14 years for a position to be a lawyer. That's a position. Yeah. So you're competing actually for a position as a human being for 14 years. So if you create value, what is the value? Value, that's what I'm telling you. You just take this from this, you put it on YouTube, you have value, people watch it, they pay you for watching while you're just sleeping in your house. You're not competing with anyone.
Yeah.
You understand?
Not, yeah, that's not.
Time or results?
Shit. Time or results?
Yes.
Results.
Yes. Why?
And I see what I worked for. Time.
When you are employed, you're in survival mode.
Yeah.
So they make sure you don't have time for you to go and look for another job. They make sure you don't have any space for you to breathe. They make sure you are choked like you're yoked. It's like in the videos that you have a chance that you go to work at 11 o'clock or whatever, and then you can have a chance. But some people go to work at 8 and come back at what?
8, maybe
at 6.
It's 5.
So
maybe
at 5 work and you go for
8,
interview.
yeah.
And you work for someone at somebody's house, you walk the dogs and stuff. How many hours? The whole week. So you don't have a chance. So the result is when you see the podcast that I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
If we post it, we're waiting for what? For the result.
Yeah.
If it goes viral, then what happened? The results are there.
Yeah.
So the results are better than time. Employee or entrepreneur mindset?
That is very easy. Entrepreneur mindset, man.
You have to be strong for entrepreneur. You have to be strong. There are days when you don't even have food. Like there are days when you don't even know where the next pay is going to come from. But then, yeah, God always makes a way and always go through. But it's better to have an entrepreneur mindset.
The biggest career mindset mistake, like the biggest career mistake. What's that for you? The biggest career mistake.
For me, I was the kind of a person who went to work, but I never give a damn about work. I had so high value that the high value that I wasn't caring for anything. I wasn't caring for like my employees and stuff. I was just, every mistake that I made was just one of those things that you go through in life. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, what's the most valuable skill today that you probably have?
That's what I'm saying to you. You need to train yourself in AI. You need to train yourself in AI. You need to train yourself in...
No. For you, like right now. What
the skills?
Yeah.
I've got so many skills.
Like the most valuable for you.
Every
the one
skill that I have
like,
is valuable.
You can't lose it.
They're talking now. the talk right now. The talking, that's the biggest part that I have to do.
That's the one that you
Yes.
have.
And the knowledge that I have, that I can be able to translate the ideas and the knowledge that I have into what we're doing right now.
So it took you a while for you to be here.
Yeah, it did. But also, I was interested in things like, for example, right? I'm a code 14 truck driver, licensed to code 14, right?
Yeah.
I'm a coffee roaster. I can roast coffee. I'm a waiter. I can train waiters.
Yeah.
I'm a barista. I can train baristas. So all these things. I also went to school. I've got a diploma. I've got so many things that I did, but all the things came together when I was having interest. So you need to have that mindset of being interested to say, I wanna do this and achieve that. I wanna do this and achieve that.
Is that what you saw yourself doing earlier, like probably 20 years down before this?
Yes.
This is what you see yourself as right now?
No. Before that, I saw myself having a big company that I'm building right now.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have anything to add on or whatever question to ask before we close?
Hey man, for me, most of the things that I wanted to, you actually spoke on them yourself. You know, I didn't even have to ask. That shows that you do know what you're doing. You do know your value. You do know exactly who you see yourself as and how you see yourself as, and that's dope, man. For you to do that, man. You know?
Yeah, but the point is, like I said to everyone, right? It's not about you being employed for the rest of your life. As a young person, I said to you, from the age of 20 to 30, you get employed for you to gain skills, to gain understanding how the business around, to gain all this stuff together. But when you're in your 30s, you need to create your own thing. You need to have your own thing, and that you find now. So you have to have one thing. Is the key to all this. What I'm saying to you is manifestation. Because if you're not able to manifest the thing that you want, then you never get it. So I had to manifest. I had to see myself driving a truck. But you know why I went to drive a truck?
Why?
I just wanted to see how it works and how it feels like.
Was it like one of your
No, I just like I love the sound of and I did it. And also the other thing is, I've done so many things just out of like, how does this work? But there's a lady in South Africa. She's the only. Do you know that she's a black woman? She's the only black woman who's in. Do you know this demolition business? There's a demolition business in South Africa. That's the
like demolition.
$1 billion. Yeah, demolition business, the $1 billion business. That they demolish the houses.
And
She's also in the salvage business. If you listen to her story, she never had a degree, but she worked as an accountant. She worked as credit what is a senior position in Momentum and stuff. And they even give her a position as a branch manager. That's when they realized she doesn't have a degree. Then they ask her, like, how did you do that? I said, I just wanted to do it. I just saw people wearing nice clothes in from. I was like, I want to wear that. And they said, no, you need to have a certificate. I said, yeah, I have. But I didn't have because I knew my skills were, and she was good at it.
Yeah.
So whatever you need in life, it's always within you. You can just say, I want to do this, and you get it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're an employee and you're listening and you started viewing yourself as you are okay, you've always believed that you're not doing business. I want to remind you to say today to think like a business person. When you go to work, you're not there to fight with your colleagues. You're not there to fight with your bosses. You're not there to complain. You are there to sell your service. When you sell, you move. So you need to create value for the skills, the value in the time that you are selling. Because at the end of the day, if you don't understand this business pattern, you always live from paycheck to paycheck, and your life is going to remain the same. And also, paycheck is not just money. Paycheck is your capital.
Know your value.
If you save that money, it's going to grow and increase into an investment, and you can invest into that. There's so many things that you can invest into. You can invest into shares, stocks. You can invest into, even start a small scale business like a side hustle where you sell phones, you do other things, you sell laptops and stuff. The key is not to be afraid. Start from where you are, and it will help you. You can succeed from there. So being employed is not just a matter of being employed. It's a business you are selling. Sell it. Make more money out of your employment. If your organization doesn't pay you more money, stop complaining. Leave. Go somewhere where they value you and make more money. I don't know if you have anything to say.
Yeah, but don't leave without getting another job, man, because you end up struggling.
You can, like me, I did. I don't care. I think it's also to do with your faith in God. Because there was a thing that have you noticed that if you work for other organization, every time you get paid, your money is no longer there. Your money is finished before you even start using it.
I think it's because you don't sit down and pray about it.
Yes. Energy.
You just
Yes.
the 20K is in. Let's go. Let's go. Where are we going?
And
Montana. Let's go.
The other thing is the energy of the boss. If the boss is that harsh person who doesn't care about you, you'll be like, oh, your money is in. Do this and that. And he gets angry. So he pays you for anger. That money is not going to benefit you. That's why there's a rule. Do you know that if you are paid, you need to wait for 3 days without using your salary?
3 days?
Yes.
Imagine if you're owing 20 people, you tell them,
it doesn't matter.
My paycheck only clears in 3 days.
This is why you don't know where your money is
going.
You
up, bro.
This is why you don't know where your money is going. You need to know where your money is going. Because if you get the money, wait for 3 days of a week, it means if you don't have ample time for you to wait for the 3 days for your pay, it means you are living above your paycheck, and you are struggling. But you have to wait for 3 days. You need to have time for you to think, okay, what is the budget for this month? And that's how you create value. That's how you create the systems. So every money that you get, God is testing you to see if you are a good steward and He can give you more. So you can never change your life or whatever you say, things are going to be better. They're never going to be better because you're still in the same system. You don't have value and skill.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Once again, thank you so much for watching this episode. Remember to subscribe. We need your support always. Thank you so much. Bye.